Arsenal has won the 2026 Community Shield, and let's talk about the post-match analysis. Let's talk about what happened between Arsenal and Manchester City. But before we talk about it, bear in mind it is not who wins the Community Shield that always go on to win the league. Because you performed extraordinarily well in the Community Shield does not mean you will perform well all through the season. Because you perform badly and woefully during the Community Shield does not mean you will go on and perform well during the season. But let's leave that. Let's talk about the match. I captured a few things watching that match because I actually watched the match from the beginning right until the final whistle. And whatever I'm saying in this video is just what I've watched through my lens. So I want you to watch this video as objective as possible. If you don't agree with anything, feel free to mention it in the comment section. First things first, let's talk about Arsenal. Arsenal is impressive. Arsenal looks very solid. In fact, Arsenal looks even more dangerous than last season. And as a rival fan, I must tell you that I am worried. The goal came in around 19 seconds or 24 seconds. I was still trying to gather my thoughts together and I was still trying to get my notepad, and Miles Lewis-Kelly already passed the ball to Caliafori. I was not even expecting Caliafori in that position. That was a typical striker's goal, all the way from left back. Ricardo Caliafori is a different breed of left back. Hopefully, he stays fit throughout the season for Arsenal, and then Arsenal maximizes his potential. But Caliafori's goal was a wow. At first, I thought it was Zoli's. Then when I saw his ponytail, then I realized, oh my goodness, this guy has done it again. Let's talk about Miles Lewis-Kelly. Is he 19 years old or 20 years old? A midfielder at such a young age with that insane football talent. I love the way he played in the midfield today. I love his vision. I love the way he read the game, his passes, his marking, his positional play, the way he actually played in the midfield today. I mean, it's not a surprise, but it's good to see him again put up this performance. And hopefully, Arteta does not sometimes drag him back to the left back. And hopefully, he's got a lot of playing time in Arsenal this is because the midfield is packed together. There's Zubimendi, there's Rice, there's Bruno Guimaraes, there is this and that, and hopefully he continues to play for Arsenal. But Lewis-Kelly was amazing today, no lies. I'm still going to talk about Man City. I want to talk about Arsenal first. At first, you would see that Arsenal got two corner kicks in quick succession, and it appears as if everybody is not used to the new rule where there is no wrestling in the box. At first, Gabriel wrestled in the box, and then the referee gave the possession away, and then it happened again. Even Man City and the coach, the referee had to talk to them and calm them down. I think a lot of clubs will still have issues with this wrestling in the box, especially when they want to play Arsenal, because they know that Arsenal is quite physical in the box. And considering the number of goals Arsenal scored from corner kicks and set piece last season, everybody will still see them as a threat. But hopefully, with time, all of us, every club will adapt to the new set piece rules of no wrestling in the box. Let's quickly talk about Christozolis. Actually, from a rival point of view, I thought he was going to be a player that will struggle in the Premier League. But with what I watched today, because I'm not somebody who goes to Club Brugge or Club Brugge to go and watch Zolis. No, I don't watch players' reels and highlights. I watch their football play. I actually thought it was going to be, the rivalry in me thought he's going to struggle in the Premier League. But he had an amazing performance today. He played so well. He looked really sharp. And guess what? Don't even guess what. We all saw it. He had 2 assists. One of them was an assist. One of them was an assist for Kai Havertz. The other one was an assist for Martin Odegaard. And that leads me straight to Martin Odegaard, a proper 10. Odegaard looks very sharp. He looks like he's on fire. There is so much confidence in him. I think the World Cup really helped him. And for Arsenal fans that have 2 different factions, the factions that love Odegaard and the faction that dislike Odegaard, I think the faction that dislikes Odegaard, they will cry a lot this season because the confidence in him is so much. And look at that display, the way he orchestrated all the attacking runs, the passes, the vision, the way he focused and concentrated on the game. He got an assist and he got a goal. Did you see his goal? He made Donnarumma lie down in great pastures. The last time somebody scored that goal, The last I saw him score that goal was in FIFA 23, where you tap the box and the X and then you fake and then the goalkeeper goes that way. Yeah. If you're a gamer, if you play FIFA, you know what I'm talking about. But jokes apart, Martin Odegaard was fantastic today. He was absolutely incredible. Arsenal as a whole, they look very solid. In fact, they even look even more solid than last season. And if you look at their squad, they have a robust squad depth, not just robust squad depth, not just numbers. They've got the quality. You can see the players they fielded today, and the bench is still packed with so much quality. Although people say it is community shield and player did not play with intensity and all of that, but that was very, very similar to a proper Premier League match day intensity, because it's a game that we all enjoyed. As much as we might not want Arsenal to win, but it was an interesting game. And I want to talk about Raya before I go to Man City. David Raya looks like he doesn't even want any goal to go in. He wants to start padding clean sheet again. This is right from community sheet. Man would not just let any goal pass through him into the net. And you can see the amazing saves he had. You see how he coordinated his box. You see how he arranged his work for set pieces. And you saw how he was just brilliant. Again, David Raya is probably one of the best goalkeepers in the world. I don't want to be biased. I want to be as objective as possible. So if you disagree with anything I'm saying, just let me know in the comment section. So let's go straight to Manchester City. We've been talking about Arsenal. We've talked about Arsenal. So let's talk about Manchester City. First thing I'm going to say is that Man City without Rodri looks very, very unstable. And you cannot overemphasize the impact and the importance and the brilliance and the effectiveness of Rodri on Manchester City team. You can see how Kovacic struggled so much in today's game. You can see the combination of Kovacic and Elliot Anderson, how it didn't work, how they were lost, how they struggled so much. But I want to believe the team will need time to settle, to adapt, to adjust into that. I don't want to say euphoria, but you know that lasting impact of a manager. Pep Guardiola has been there for 10 years. Bernardo Silva has been there for almost a decade, and they've left the club. And Rodri potentially is probably leaving to Barcelona or somewhere else. And you can't expect them to buy here and there, and then they look fit again. They are still going to suffer that impact of those long-term players and the coach on the team. So I want to believe that Man City will need a lot of time to settle. Unfortunately, why they are needing the time to settle, other people might be passing them by. I'm not hating on Manchester City and I'm not hating on Enzo Maresca, but it looks like that's just the reality of things. So the first thing is I opened my WhatsApp group chat, my football group chat, and everybody was just saying Elliot Anderson is a scam. Elliot Anderson is not a scam. Why are you judging a player with one match? I would personally say preseason is still a charity match, is still a glorified friendly match. Why are you using just one appearance to judge his appearance over 38 games in the season that will last across 10 to 11 months? You watched him in Community Shield and you just concluded that he's a scam. When I saw Jack Grealish, dressing up, that's a dressing up. When I saw Jack Grealish warming up, I was like, what is Maresca cooking? I actually feel like Maresca is still testing his tactics, and you can't compare that with Arsenal. Arteta has been in Arsenal for how many years? 6, 7 years or more. So he has the core of his team and his game plan ready, but Maresca has played a few preseason games and he needs this to actually simulate a proper Premier League game. And he was testing. You can see Rico Lewis coming on. You can see Mamouche coming on. You can see everybody. You can see what's his name? Ryan Checky. You can see how he was just testing. I would say he's testing the goodness of it anyway. But then that does not remove the fact that they lost 3-0 to Arsenal and they played woefully. So I've mentioned about the struggling in the midfield. Manchester City's defense looks very, very disjointed. I don't know, maybe they lack match fitness. Josko Vadio, I don't understand. Ruben Diaz, I don't understand. Kusanov was okay a bit. Then Gay came in later on, O'Reilly. And hopefully they will just settle in and then master their craft and own their skills moving on from this point. But generally, it was an interesting match. And that's not the end of it. It's not who wins the Community Shield that always wins the Premier League. So I'm not bothered. So don't be gassed up. Don't be too excited. Don't be too pumped up by what you saw today. It's just a glorified, friendly match. For me, that's how I've watched the game, through the lenses of my two eyes, and I'm being objective as much as possible. Let me know in the comment section. Let me know in the comment section how you saw the game, if you actually agreed with some of my stance and some of my opinions and some of my thoughts process. Anyway, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to this channel, and you will see me again pop up on your screen when I drop my subsequent videos. Don't forget, the English Premier League has started now. The Community Shield is like the flag bearer. The La Liga is getting started. The Bundesliga is getting started. There's going to be loads and loads and loads and loads of football content, and I would always show up on your screen. I hope you enjoyed watching to this point. See you in the next one. Bye. If you're a Chelsea fan, I love you. Bye.